What's going on, everybody? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. Big Daddy Jeff went crazy on the forums today and gave us all sorts of news to talk about. First up, Season 4 will come to a close towards the end of May. The competitive play card will update with a timer later in the month with the exact time. Season 5 should start around the 1st of June. Oh no, I'm nervous! On one hand, whenever there's a longer downtime in competitive seasons, it typically means they have something big planned. You know, like a new hero might be coming out around that time. But at the same time, having anything longer than a few days of downtime between seasons can drive some of us ranked hungry players insane. So we should find out soon when the deadline actually is. Is it the middle of May? Is it the third week of May? How many days is this off period going to be, Jeff? Big Daddy Jeff, it's like when I asked you, are we going to Disneyland? And you said, eventually. What does that mean, this summer? Are you gonna take me next year? When I grow up, when my grades improve? Tell me, Jeff, don't play with my heart. Speaking of playing with our heartstrings, hero skin talk. Symmetra user E621 was sure to make sure that us YouTube guys don't crop his name out of the videos. Shout out to you. Jeff responded saying, I think Symmetra fans will be very pleased soon, which is like his new code word for saying, we got cool skins in the works. I'm looking forward to it. Symmetra's got some attitude, so she deserves some fashion to go along with that. Now this next one is almost pseudo Doomfist news. Doomfist related. Turtle God asked, the Numbani airport has been destroyed for 2 to 3 months. Will it be fixed when Doomfist comes out? Jeff Kaplan responds with a cheeky reply, have you ever tried to find a good contractor? You know, that is a good point, Turtle God. The people of Numbani have been terrorized by this destruction for far too long. You think the Overwatch team would be the first hands on deck cleaning that place up, restoring things to its proper glory. The OR-15s have been out there so long they probably developed rust. Just so we can extend the plot line from when Doomfist comes out, why don't we just move that Doomfist deadline up a little bit and clean up the airport while we're at it? On to more cosmetic questions. ETA and the Sombra sitting emote? Question mark? The sitting emote is the king of BM, and with Sombra not having one, what are you supposed to do after you team wipe the enemy team after hitting them all with an EMP? Jeff Kaplan responds, it's coming in the next major content patch. Oh, so certain are you? It's almost as if the next major content patch is coming soon, isn't it? I get you, Jeff. Forum poster Viper suggests that Overwatch adds a gun game mode. For those of you that don't know, a lot of other shooter games, it's been around forever. It started in Counter-Strike, but branched out into Call of Duty Battlefield. Pretty much anything with a gun nowadays has gun game. And basically, it's a mode where each kill you get progresses you towards the next weapon. The Overwatch equivalent, of course, would have you progressing through heroes. Typically the last one being the hardest one to get a kill with. As in the Counter-Strike context, you have to get a kill with a close-range knife, which feels almost impossible at times. What would be the Overwatch equivalent of the most frustrating character to try to get a kill with? Sombra's gun doesn't do very much. It might have been the old Lucio's weapon, which didn't deal damage but instead inspired your enemies with the sound of music. What would be the last hero in the Overwatch version of gun game? Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Now a little bit of PTR news. When we uploaded our video announcing the changes coming to the PTR, many of you were hyped about the kill feed, and I am as well. The kill feed is sick, it's so great. Shows so much information, gives shoutouts to the other players that are combining in this team game to secure kills together. But on the forums and Reddit, there's a suggestion floating around that instead of having the Mercy reses come in as a list, which more or less floods the kill feed when multiple come in, they suggest to put it all in a line instead. Now, Jeff's response is quite interesting, and I'll elaborate on what I think as well. Jeff says, we debated doing it this way originally, but opted for the direction we chose for a few reasons. If a player gets a big multi-kill, it blows out the feed, allowing you to know something big just happened immediately without even looking at the details. Think of Reaper getting a team wipe with Death Blossom. Ha! Jeff Kemp was an edgelord just like me. Reaper's still viable. Edgelords unite. We wanted the same feel to a Mercy res. We felt like it should be that impactful. While the kill feed is highly informational, we also want it to be an intuitive gauge for players without having to overly study every detail. We want your eyes on the playfield, not the UI. With that being said, we're open-minded when it comes to change on the kill feed. I think we'll all be better informed when players play with it for a while in the live game. I agree, Jeff. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. I think it is pretty cool that it seems like the philosophy of the kill feed at the base of it is to get us all engaged in the action of what's going on. When Mercy gets a big res, everyone should be like, oh, dude, and excited and hyped and right, and I agree with all that. Now, from the boring analytical perspective, I also think it's more apparent to your eyes when playing the game, being able to count the lines or more or less see like, man, there was like 4 lines right there in that Mercy Res, and you can easily and quickly understand how many players got rezzed up. Whereas if you have to see that res occurred and then put your eyeglasses on to like squint in to look at the little kill feed to see that, well, there's 3, 4, 5, how many characters did Mercy res? It doesn't really hit you with that information as quickly. And I actually think I prefer it coming down in a feed as if it was a normal multi-kill. Now, I think part of the problem that this presents, though, is when one team is getting multi-kills, and then res comes in the middle of that, and then the kill feed's just this big mess of, like, soldier sites, res, Death Blossom. It's a bunch of craziness, and sometimes it's hard to read, but I think either way, it's going to be hard to read. Even in that scenario that I just built, would you still prefer for Mercy Res to only have one line? She might as well get in there with everybody else flooding the kill feed, right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What do you guys think? Let me know. This is something that we sort of have to decide as a community, and I'm leaning towards kill feed spam. I'm taking a strong, bold stance for it. Now on to a more somber note. I'm sure many of you heard about the memorial that was built into the map of Lijiang Tower. YouTube user named Silent Entertainment made this YouTube video in memory of Hongyu Wu, a righteous and courageous Overwatch player. To refresh your memory from last year, on May 23rd, before Overwatch came out, Hongyu Wu got into a motorbike accident while trying to stop a robbery and unfortunately died in hospital. His last post on WeChat's Moments was about Overwatch, whose servers would officially open the next day. After 2 months, Blizzard put his name on one of the astronaut suits in the Chinese map Lijiang Tower. I struggled not to choke up while reading this myself. Jeff watched the video and also responded, "That was an amazing tribute, well done. Sometimes we get lost in the details of life or the game, and we forget that we're all part of something much greater. And we're all in it together." I only showed a short clip of it, but if you'd like to watch the entirety of Silent Entertainment's tribute video, it'll be linked in the description. Heroes never die. It's hard to do an outro after covering something touching like that, but I'll try to do it anyway. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It really does help us out, and subscribe for more because we upload each and every day. There's other stuff linked in the description too, so check it out while you're down there clicking on the link to the tribute video. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.